Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing Chromatic Nest. So Chromatic Orrery and Titan's Nest is kind of the main combo with this deck. It lets us ramp up a ton. So Chromatic Orrery, 7 mana, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. So all of our colorless mana actually taps and can be used for color. Titan's Nest adds colorless mana. The issue is that this can only cast things with colored spells, and so it actually doesn't work with and only things that don't have X in its mana cost. So Hydrokrasis is kind of out with this deck for Titan's Nest, and we can't cast the Chromatic Orrery or the Ugin with Titan's Nest mana, but we can cast everything else with it. And so Chromatic Orrery, once it's on the battlefield and we have Titan's Nest, we can then use all that colorless mana to cast things like Nyxbloom Ancient. Whenever we create mana, we also get to create triple that mana every single time that we exile a card from the graveyard to cast more things, and we basically just try to go off with this deck and do really fun, cool things. We have Tamiyo to fill our graveyard and dig for our Titan's Nest and our combo pieces, and basically what we want to do is get enough lands on the battlefield that we can play Ugin and try to finish off that way. Otherwise, we win with Nissas, with Cavalier Thorns, and taking extra turns with Teferi Master of Time, and just doing a ton of extra stuff on our turns when we do. This is a very awkward deck because we're very, very expensive and we're trying to get there with just a bunch of ramp in the early game. It's a little bit awkward. Like, honestly, we have to have at least 2 pieces of these cards in our opening hand to have a shot. We do have Ritual of Soot to try to get some board wipe ability. That does work, where we can have maybe ramp up to Ritual of Soot and win. Otherwise, we're just playing big powerhouses on the top end here. It's honestly a really janky deck, but it's really fun. And so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against the Super Noob, and we do have Uro, and we have Ritual of Soot, so we're gonna keep this. We have some decent tap lands, and yeah, this is actually pretty good. So Triome, play it out, pass the turn. Well, hello there. All right, if we're up against Gruul, this Ritual Soot's going to be amazing. Okay, Overgrown Tomb tap, pass the turn. So yeah, chat did remind me that this only works if you tap for mana, so Titan's Nest doesn't actually work for it, but it does work with Chromatic Orrery, giving you 15 mana just for tapping the 1 artifact. So I mean, and we're still trying to play big rampy type of things, and so it's still good. All right, let's hopefully draw into a land here, and then they play out everything and we get to Ritual Soot in glorious fashion. All right, plays Robber of the Rich, swings and gets to steal stuff off the top of our deck. Luckily, most of our stuff is really expensive. Oh, they actually don't even steal stuff. All right, I think we go for the Cavalier of Thorns here. Try to fill our graveyard a little bit more, get out Titan's Nest, get to start hopefully casting Nyxbloom Ancient soon. So let's grab Island, I think. Cavalier of Thorns, pretty good blocker against what they're doing. Grab Forest, mill over a few cards, that's fine. We can also bring back Uro now. And we were actually 1 land away from just playing out the Nyxbloom Ancient or the Chromatic Orrery. Seems okay. It's all right. All right, Stone Cold Serpent comes out. Yeah, Oh, no land. All right, so let's go Ritual of Soot. Actually, let's go with this first. So Titan's Nest. We need to play this the right way to keep up 2 black mana. So blue, black. So play Titan's Nest. Play Ritual of Soot. Yes, yes. All right, so Ritual of Soot, destroy their entire board. And then we get to swing in for 5. I mean, that alone, like, just the synergy that we have there already is sweet. Unfortunately, again, we can't actually use Titan's Nest to cast Chromatic Orrery. We have to find the land first, but we can cast the Nyxbloom Ancient for a little bit here. So we can exile a few things, cast the Nyxbloom Ancient, leave up some mana so we can actually cast the Chromatic Orrery. So as long as we get up to 4 things, let's go with Graveyard. I think we want land instead. Ooh, and there's Ugin. All right, so let's go ahead and Titan's Nest, exile a few things. Yeah, opponent says good game. Yeah, when this deck goes off, it is busted. So we could get 4 extra mana, play Nyxbloom Ancient out, and then tap everything else down to play Chromatic Orrery, and then cast Teferi Master Time this turn. The next turn we would have played Ugin the Spirit Dragon, and that's okay. Actually, we would have been able to have 15 mana, so we would have been able to play Ugin and Teferi on that turn. So that turn would have been okay. It would have been, you know, just a little bit decent. All right, up against Stalker, bring on Stalker. That feels weird. Bring it on, you Stalker. All right, anyway, we're gonna keep this. We don't have extra lands, but we have tons of lands in the deck, and so we should be able to find them okay, and hopefully get to the Uro. Grazer into Fable Passage is meh. I mean, Fable Passage is a little bit awkward. We're getting extra land drops on the battlefield, but this still comes in tapped for next turn. So yeah, even though we don't actually get to Uro this turn. So play it tapped. Activate this. So we have all of our colors. I think we go for green mana still. There's nothing that we need extra blue just yet. So no attacks past the turn. If we do hit land, we'll play Titan's Nest. What do they take? All of our combo pieces. Titan's Nest, Chromatic Orrery, and Nyxbloom Ancient. So much fun. Takes out the Titan's Nest. Probably the best call there. We can use Tamiyo to try to dig more stuff for us, and also it dodges Sacrifice and Discard. So that would have been nice if we hit land. Play it tapped. Sack the Uro, pass the turn. No attacks. So yeah, Tamiyo is really nice. The static effect here, I feel like, gets mixed up all the time. But yeah, opponents can't cause us to discard or sacrifice. Discard cards or sacrifice permanents. All right, so go Tamiyo. I'd love to just use Growth Spiral here, but we can get a bunch of other stuff. We'll tick down on the next turn. So right now we dig for what? I guess Titan's Nest still. Okay, that's fine. No attacks past the turn. Nissa who shakes the world. Rude. Alright, we will block. This also lets us just play our Uro if we want to. What are we looking for now? We have a higher chance of hitting Titan's Nest off the top. We could just bring it out and play it and be able to play what? Nothing really, because we have to have colors for everything. But having it out could be nice. Let's go ahead and tick up for Titan's Nest.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
I think I'd rather try to just get it to hand naturally. Alright, so let's go for Uro. If we hit a blue source here, we can actually use the Growth Spiral. Bummer. The issue here is if they just untap, if they just play Ugin. Ugin is bad. That's also pretty not good. Dang it. I'm kind of glad I didn't go for the Titan's Nest, though. That would have been a completely dead turn. Uro, let's let us draw a card. There is the issue of just running into too many of our expensive spells, and that's kind of what happened here. All right, go for Growth Spiral. Hit a land. That's grand. No extra blue mana, though, so we can't replay Uro. Yeah, Casualties of War. Honestly, we probably ought to be bringing Casualties of War into our deck as well. It's good enough. In fact, we'll probably go add a couple. It's probably better than Ritual of Soot, even. Just because our deck is seemingly to do okay against some decks. Maybe take like one Ritual Soot out and bring in one Casualties. This might be playing like a similar deck. I guess they're just doing the basic stuff. All right, brings Uro back to the battlefield. Yeah, Dang it. I mean, if we get to Ugin, we can still win. So we're gonna stay in this game for a little bit. It's just not gonna be pretty. Yeah, I don't think we can actually do it. Tamio. Hey guys, let's not fight in the chat, okay? All right, we're definitely dead here, so we're done. All right, up against Zebra, bringing on Zebra, and we do have some ramps, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this. We get to play some tap lands out as well. So get out Castle of Ventress, pass the turn. We also have Ritual of Soot online for turn 4, which is a little less good against Mutate. I do think that we need to change these up for Casualties of War. I forgot to do that, but we'll probably do that after this game, because that is a lot better against Mutate stuff. Okay, down to 19. Go Uro. Really a neutralize. Intriguing. This could be like a Dimir Flash deck that just happens to run Mutate stuff, and so they have the Polywog in here as well. That's intriguing. I think we play Uro again. It is not that big of a deal if it does get countered, because we at least get it to the graveyard. We can... They're countering something that's already going to go away. Okay, Slitherwisp, yeah, so Dimir Flash with Mutate. Kind of intriguing. I like it. And then we just hope that we can actually win with the Ritual of Soot here. Alright, pass the turn. I actually would rather them counter the Growth Spiral. So I'm gonna at least let them have the opportunity to. Okay, go for Ritual of Soot. We can at least play out Grazer after this to have a blocker. Alright, so they had another neutralize. Man. Alrighty. Grazer for a blocker, pass the turn. I'll do opinion in between games. Yeah, I'll check it out. But if you want to go ahead and post it here, that's fine. Dirge Bat. Uh-oh. Alright, Cavalier of Thorns can be pretty nice here. This is a tough matchup for us, especially if they counter all the stuff at the early game. Yeah, down to 5. Ritual doesn't kill the Dirge Bat. Actually, it does kill the Dirge Bat. Oh, Converter costs 3 or less. So we could potentially still survive it. So Ritual, take 2 more. Cavalier of Thorns, hope that it survives. That's probably a better chance of winning than anything else. And just hope they don't find any Mutate stuff. Or removal or counter spells or anything good. Or flash creatures that can come in and swing around it. Totally gonna work. Fairy's also okay. See, we can play Uro from the graveyard to get some card, gain some life against this as well. I'm trying to think of the best way we can actually survive this. So they will very likely have a flash creature. So let's go for Uro instead. At least guarantee the life gain. If they have anything here, we're dead. So we're just hoping. Maybe hitting like a Grazer off the top would be pretty nice. They could have Brazen Borrower. Alright, Breeding Pool tapped. Alright, Pouncing Great Shark. Yeah, that's game. Concede. All right, up against Adrian. Bring on Adrian. And we don't have any of our early game ramp stuff, so we need to... We'll mulligan this one. If we had Ritual of Soot online, it's a little bit better chance that we can get it, but not quite. The issue with I was debating on cutting out this Ritual of Soot and go for Casualties of War. The biggest issue is that we need more early game stuff. We have so much late game interaction. So keep this, drop the Chromatic Orrery, we'll grab it later. All right, and we are hoping for green mana at some point here. Okay, Grazer. Pass the Lockthwain, pass the turn. Blue mana for Uro. Dr. Spillikin, what is up? Yeah, let's go ahead and start an hour later today. That would help me out a lot for sure. All right, play the Uro. This lets us play another Grazer and hopefully hit a land. Then here we go. All right, we need to find Ritual of Soot. Okay, play Grazer. Put Fable Passage on the battlefield tapped, but that's fine. No attacks, pass the turn. All right, so we need black mana so we can actually use Castle Lockthwain here. So grab a swamp. It's 3 mana to... Yeah, so play another Grazer. No attacks, pass the turn. And this is where Grazers are amazing. They are just fantastic blockers for this. Okay, Annex comes out. Yeah, I mean, I don't love hurting myself to get some more card draw, but that's how we actually win this game, is getting some good card draw. More lands. Titan's Nest is okay. Let's see, Fable Passage. Grab some more blue mana. Play Titan's Nest and pass the turn. If they have the Embercleave, I think we're just dead. But if not, we have a shot here, I guess. Proven Friendship. All right, so no Embercleave. Actually, that's not true. They could still have it. Block like that, though. Take 5. Down to 9. If we hit land, we get Chromatic Orrery into Uro. Which will be sweet. Oh, I think we're one great card in the graveyard off. So if it's a Fable Passage, then we get it. That'd be our 4th Fable Passage. So that'd be sweet. We have shuffled, so there's still a decent chance of finding it. We can also just fill our graveyard this way. If we hit another land off the top, we can do really good stuff. So I guess we go graveyard with that one. Turn on Uro, and we hit the untapped land. All right, so shock ourselves. Chromatic Orrery. Play... play Uro. Go back up to 10, and just, again, pray that they don't have anything good. Alright, fill the graveyard a little bit more. Try to thin out the deck a smidge. Yep. Alright, we're just top decking now. That is an issue. Sorry, guys, if you're hearing my son in the background. He is having a hard time this week. What's up, Quad Virgo? How you doing? And Torbrand. Yeah. That's the game, I do believe. If they have the Embercleave as well. Alright, block like that. We at least get to kill the Annex, which gives them a bunch of more 1-drops. Oh, never mind, we're dead. That's cool, that's cool. Well, we did big things. We just kind of drew dead cards after a while there. We have a bunch of other things to draw into. We just didn't find them. That's all good. All right, up against Azamon, and if we hit land, this is turn 2 Uro, so we're gonna keep it. I like to keep greedy hands. We have, I think we have like 26, 27 lands in the deck. So we should be able to get there. Okay, get the island out. Even if we play it on turn 3, we're still happy. So we have 2 turns to try to draw a card, draw a land card. That's not it. Pass the turn. 1 more turn, and then we're still on curve. Deck, not like this. I deal with colic, man. Yeah, it's rough. What's up, Dr. Sphinx? How you doing? Thanks for hopping on, man. Glad to have you here. Make sure you hit the follow button. All right, this is a little bit ridiculous, actually. Are we going to be up against Teamer Reclamation as well? Of course we are. Yeah. Gosh dang it. And a tapped land. All right, I'm done here. We'll just move on to the next game. That is not something I want to be a part of. This. Oh my goodness. All right, up against Cerebus. Bring it on. Cerebus. This is the kind of hand that we want to have. A bunch of ramp. We have Titan's Nest, and then we want to draw into a big thing to play with Titan's Nest. I guess we don't have to play the shock land here. So Forest, Grazer, Triome, pass the turn. Now everything comes in untapped except Fable Passage, but we can still play stuff. I guess we have like 2 other Triomes as well. Finally caught a live stream. Yes! What's up, Wicked Alliance? How you doing? Wicked Little Alice. There we go. I got it now. All right, let's see if we can find... I'm debating if I need a shock in this breeding pool, so I'm going to go ahead and fire this one off main phase. There we go. So we do shock this in so we can play the other one as well. And we pass the turn. All right, Growth Spiral. They may start countering stuff just to fill the graveyard a little bit more. Water Grave tapped. They might just now counter our Titan's Nest. Hopefully not. All right, Castle Lochthwain. Yeah, Cavalier of Thorns. I'd rather get to Chromatic Orrery before the Titan's Nest. We also need to fill our graveyard so it's actually worthwhile at all. Mystical Dispute, rude. No attacks, pass the turn. Yeah, Chromatic Orrery is a really fun one. What's up, Corey in the house? How you doing? All right, go Titan's Nest. If it resolves, we can also play the Tameo and start filling the graveyard a little bit. All right, play Tameo. I'm not sure this is the fastest way to do it, the auto pay system, because there is a little bit of lag between each time that you open stuff up, so we'll see. All right, Mystical Dispute, that's cool. Luckily, they're still stuck on lands, which means they're still a ways away from actually using this Pteramander. Jai's Greeting, cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so we can play Chromatic Orrery with this, but what can we actually do with that? Is that actually worthwhile for us? I think we go Graveyard, and we're just going to go for like Castle Lochthwain to try to draw stuff. There we go. I mean, I think Uro is better. Play Uro. All right, so we get Nyxwing Ancient on the next turn into Chromatic Orrery, into hopefully anything else. Go Graveyard. Okay. Is it better just to play out the Uro here? No, I can end up playing everything if Nyx's Bloom Ancient resolves here, which it should. So, yeah, exile Grazer, exile land, exile Grazer, exile Tameo, and play Nyx's Bloom Ancient. Play out Chromatic Orrery. Should have not tapped down the Castle Locthwain. Actually, I can still draw cards with this, right? So, and then also shock this in. Draw a few cards. Okay, there we go. I mean, they can go in for a really big hit here, potentially, but that was a sweet turn. This will tap for 15 mana. Nissa will make everything else tap for a ton more as well. This is actually really fun. We do have to be able to survive, though. Ooh. I guess we keep that on the library. Let's just dig for a couple of things. So let's go ahead and play Nissa first. Yeah, play Nissa. So now things tap for lots and lots of mana. Play out Triome. Play Tameo. Let's dig. So we can also draw 3 cards here if we need to, if we feel like we want to. I can bring back the Cavalier of Thorns, which could be pretty nice. Fill the graveyard a bit more. Let us see what we want. Let's just give, because honestly, that's what we'd be digging for anyway. I think Cavalier of Thorns is the best play here. So Cavalier of Thorns. Grab a, I guess a Fable Passage. Yeah, it comes untapped, right? Yeah, so we get to thin the deck a little bit more. Grab a, I guess Forest is still the best here. All right, I think that we need to draw cards now. We can bring out Uro. All right, so draw cards with Chromatic Orrery. We can still untap lands to be able to get Uro out if we need it. Okay, another Nyx's Bloom Ancient. Seems okay. All right, so Nyx's Bloom Ancient number 2. Yes! Oh, I love this so much. Untap a Triome, I guess.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
And play Uro. I guess we can play both Uros, huh, with this mana. So let's play the Uro. Actually, cancel. So tap for we do get to play out the Fable Passage here as well, so this is fine. All right. Dude, this turret is amazing. All right, play out Fable Passage. Grab some blue mana. Play out this Uro. Yes, there we go. Dude, this deck, when it goes off, it is so sweet. All right, up against the leader, playing Luris. We are going to keep this. We have turn 2 Growth Spirals and stuff, so pass the turn. Up against Flyers. All right, we're looking for our Cavalier. Just in case they're going to Lofty Denial or something, I'm going to go ahead and play this out now. Castle Locthwain, pass the turn. We get to Uro and potentially Growth Spiral next turn. That's the dream. Alright, so we do get the untapped blue source. So, Uro. Hoping for a one that doesn't shock me. Up against a more aggro deck. All right, so shock this in. Forest. I'm just going to play it out now. There's no reason to hold up anything. Play it, tap, pass the turn. Again, against the Flyers deck, they could have a higher reason to be trying to counter our stuff. And we're also just trying to dig for Ritual of Soot right now. That's the dream. All right, Teferi Master Time can hit the Skycat Sovereign. Land lets us go Chromatic Orrery. Ooh. Reach creature's nice. All right, so let's go for Teferi first. Yep, go Teferi. Draw a card, see what we hit. We still have a high chance of hitting other lands, so we'll go ahead and do this. Pass the turn. Okay, Winged Words comes out. If they were stuck with just 2 creatures, I would immediately exile one of these guys, or phase it out. But we'll wait and see where they actually attack. Everything at Teferi. In that case, we draw a card. Ooh, Ugin. Chromatic Orrery has a better chance of letting us hit Ugin. We can also just try to hit lands, get lands back with the Tamiyo. Oh man, what do we drop here? Ugin definitely helps us win the game here. We're pretty close to being dead though. So Chromatic Orrery, I think. Block, save Teferi. It goes to 2. We get to take up on our turn again. Digging for lands. Ooh. We can play that and Tamiyo, fill the graveyard again. It again doesn't actually help us get to Ugin though, because we can't play Ugin with that. So I think we try to gain life here instead. So drop the Titan's Nest. I know that's a big part of what we're trying to play here, but hitting lands is almost is more important here. All right, grab an island so we can play Tamiyo after playing Uro. Hopefully hit a land here. Crispy, what's up, man? How you doing? All right, so we do get to exile 1 creature if they have like the stuff. Hey, Gust of Wind. There's Terramander. Man, Ritual of Soot. Give it to me now. Where do they attack? All right, so -3, we hit the Skycat Sovereign. And we just really hope that we hit land here. Maybe I should have ticked up just to guarantee we hit land. How much mana does that give me? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd have to hit another land. All right, I can play Teferi and Uro. Go up to 17, phase something else out again. They have the Lofty Denial. Should have seen that coming. I think that might have been the game right there. Man, not hitting a land. All right. Still no lands for Jeffrey. Yeah, I think that's lethal. And Skycat Sovereign is really good. We have a ton of cards that are good in this deck against what they're doing. We just didn't run into the right ones at the right times. I feel like we should be winning that game most often. All All right, so this is it for the chromatic nest deck, and we didn't get to go off with it too many times, but when we do, it is one of the most busted decks ever. We basically play our entire deck on one turn. Chromatic Ori letting us draw 3 cards basically pretty consistently with Titan's Nest or whatever. With Nyx Bloom Ancient, this taps for 15 mana that we can use on as any color, as long as it's so any color. It's just a really busted, really cool deck. We did have the one turn where we could go with I think we were able to play out Chromatic Ori, Titan's Nest, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Teferi Master of Time, and Ugin, and I think Ann and Uro all in the same turn. So we had all this stuff to do, crazy cool fun stuff. And so that's what this deck's trying to do basically, is get to the point where we can play big things, and then we do play big things and go off with them. I think maybe we needed a few more Nissas. I don't think we ever were able to play a Nissa the entire how many games we played, like 7-8 games, and it was just because we didn't find them. We found them kind of too late on some matches or some things like that, and so I think Nissa we want a little bit more. But yeah, overall I think this is a good, fun deck. I think overall I do enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the follow button. Also in Twitch, you can click link down in the description below to do that, and we'll play some other stuff here.